This next film that I have coming up, edgy and cool, and it's like different and doing it independently. But then, I do want to do things that are, involved in the Disney family because they're, they make some of the best movies there are right now.
You're talking about LOL with Demi Moore?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm really looking forward to doing that. Everyone gets so shocked every time I tell them that I'm working with Demi Moore. So I love that I'm getting to work with her. And Kelly Preston, who played my mom in the last song, was someone that has been so close to me for so long. So I think it'll be good to work with someone else, that's like that can be kind of like, like not only my mom, like in the movie, but someone that I can look up to and talk to on set because they get it.
A lot of young stars have, evolved in different ways. Daniel Radcliffe, he went from Harry Potter to Broadway. He was completely stark naked au naturel on a Broadway stage, and I think his point was, hey, I'm not playing wizards and warlocks in my parents', basement. I'm a man. Zac Efron, went from High School Musical to doing some good movies. He's doing Charlie St. Cloud this summer, me and Orson Welles, good movies. I wonder, is it harder for girls to change?
I think there's always going to be, because girls are immediately going to say, oh, she's trying to sell sex. Well, I love Zac Efron, but what's he selling? He's gorgeous. He's hot. I don't go see his movie because I'm like, he is such a fantastic actor. Like, I think he's hot, so I'm going to go see his movie. He's a great actor, but he's hot. He's just not, like, in a leotard with his legs out. He has his shirt off. So what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is he selling? In High School Musical, he's like, it's still a musical and it's still Disney friendly, but he's still gorgeous. And he's still like in basketball shorts and his cut off tank top and all the girls are dying. So it's the same thing. It just isn't as obvious, I think, when guys do it. But, I think it's definitely, I was on tour with the Jonas Brothers my first year, and it's boy bands get away with a lot. And
boys get away with a lot.
For girls, it's always going to be harder. And that's not an excuse. I think it just means we have to work harder. And I think that's, I think there's a lot of reasons why girls are in charge and guys aren't, because we're used to having it a little tougher. So.
By the way, how secure is your boyfriend? How secure is your boyfriend Liam? Because you just called Zac Efron super hot, smoking hot.
Liam's hot too, but Zac Efron has a special place in my heart. I don't know what my problem. I tell people, I'm like, when people ask me, what's your one like normal, like everyday girl thing, I'm like, I'm obsessed with Zac Efron. If it wouldn't be creepy because he's a friend, I would have posters on my wall, because like that's my one normal girl thing that like I totally get that. There's a lot of boys that I'm like, I don't get it, but I get it.
Liam is a big, strapping, nice guy.
Yeah.
You meet on the set of the movie. Was there an actual moment where you realized, oh, this guy likes me?
No, I was like following him around like a puppy dog the entire movie, because I was like, I have a thing. As much as I pretend like I don't care what people think, I kind of like I do want. Who doesn't want to be liked? So I was like, oh, he didn't really like give me all the attention that I was like used to.
Maybe he was playing it.
And I was just like, we kind of had that first day where it was the first kiss was on the very first day. Oh. And so, after that, you really get to know somebody after the very first day. And it was just cool being treated like a normal person. And I like wanted that. Like I had never really had that before. Even in my entire life, people always knew me as Billy Ray's daughter. So you never knew and I could just tell like he was a genuine friend. So I kind of like was always the person that was like, I want to hang out. I want to like hang out. And I didn't know why, because I wasn't like looking for a boyfriend or anything. I just wanted to hang out with him because I felt real and I felt normal.
Was he allowed to the set of Can't Be Tamed?
He came for a little while, actually, with his mom and dad. And I was like, maybe not the best choice to bring your mom and dad. For the first time, since I am dressed as a bird. And I do look a little crazy right now with my giant wings. But they stayed for a little while.
The dancing's provocative at times. Is it a conscious break from Hannah Montana?
Well, I'm just so lucky to have had Hannah, because I never want to ever make it seem like a bad thing, because sometimes, I end up sounding that way, and I don't ever mean to, like, be disrespectful to Hannah, because, like, I wouldn't be here. But sometimes, it makes it harder, because having Hannah above me, that was such, like, it was, like, this pop, like, iconic, good girl, and, like, all that kind of stuff, which it's true, but people can't say, oh, she's like leaving Hannah behind, because I am Hannah Montana. And I think that sometimes what people have a hard time thinking, like, oh, she'll never, but like, that was just me with a wig on. It was all my morals, all my song, like all my inspiration. I was the one telling girls to go live their dream, not Hannah Montana. That was me. So, you know, it's just I'm not doing it with a blonde wig anymore. And I'm not doing it like in glitter and all that kind of stuff. I'm doing it in the same way and a little bit darker and some like funky, edgy, more mature songs. But there's still songs on my record that have the same meaning, just not in such a cutesy way, not in such a channel, like, you know, everything. Our show is very much, I love Broadway, and our show is almost like a Broadway show, I feel like, because it's on its feet, it's live audience. So, of course, that energy is going to be there. It's going to be a little different than a record.
So, connect Hannah Montana and Can't Be Tamed. I mean, you're talking about same thoughts, same kind of feelings, not so cutesy.
Can't Be Tamed for me isn't necessarily, for myself, I'm breaking away from what people think I should be. But that's for me. I'm telling kids, I know so many people that, you know, go to resent their parents because their parents tell them they should be a doctor when they want to be a musician. So many people that want to be a photographer but can't because they're supposed to be going to law school. You know, it's like, you can't tame me, you can't stop me from doing the art that I love. And that's what I'm telling kids. And I did the same thing. I mean, I could see myself, if I was in high school, it's hard to break out of cliques. You feel like you have to do stuff to be in the cool crowd. That's what I'm saying. You can't tame someone. You don't need to be falling into peer pressure and all that kind of stuff because you're your own person. So whatever you want to do, you should do, whether it's your parents, whether it's your teachers, whether it's your friends, whatever you feel is right for yourself. Again, like I said, God works in mysterious ways. I believe that he'll lead you to what you're supposed to do, not everyone else. They don't know. You do.
Miley Cyrus, who's here, whose mom is driving in circles to get her here.
She's finding parking right now.
I love how your mom says, baby, we got to spend more time together in traffic in the cars.
But we were like on a 14-hour plane ride from Madrid home, like going back and forth from like all these places. She could have talked to me then, but she was reading that Eat, Pray, Love thing.
Oh, God.
And was like over there crying. I was like, I am not getting into this right now. So my mom was like obsessed with that book and didn't talk to me the whole time.
Were you just in Europe?
Yeah.
What were you doing there?
I was doing Rock in Rio and Portugal and Madrid, and then I did a few shows, and I did a show in Paris, London, and yeah.
And so are they less all over you about how provocative this single and the video and the album is over there because it's a little more liberal?
Yeah, they're definitely, they kind of like laugh at it because they're like, we don't see the big deal, but we have to ask this question because that's our job.
And what do they say? What's the question?
They're always like, but they always throw in the Americans. That's true. They always go, Americans are very upset about it. I'm like, they just threw that under, just real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, it's kind of true because it's not really a big deal. So we were able to, do the shows and whatever. And I think it's really funny when you watch a video and you go, that girl is gorgeous, but what happened with my life in that 3 minutes? Because all you did was stare at their face and like the wind and all that kind of stuff. And that's not what I want my video to be about. I didn't want it to be like, God, her outfit was cool. God, that was cool. I want it to be like, that was a really cool concept. Like, I feel like I just watched something that was, more than a music video. It was kind of like a film and
a little story with a big nest.
With a big nest and big wings and all that.
All right, Can't Be Tamed is the first single, and Can't Be Tamed is the title of the new album, right?
Yes.
So tell me about some of the other songs that will come out.
I have one of my favorite songs on my record that we were listening to with my mom just in the car because it was kind of done for her. Her favorite song is Every Rose Has Its Thorn. And so I did that for my mom. And
it's on the album?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. And so we did that. And then we have a song on the record called Liberty Walk that's pretty cool. And it's like, it's more for like the girls, like women out there that like are either in abusive relationships or just in like a bad relationship where it's like mental or physical. It's like walk away from all that because it's like, not worth it and all that.
Well, I know that you guys are tight and she loves to give her input, but does she ever give too much input?
I don't like when I love her so much, but I don't like when she gives me the music advice because she tries to sing it to me, and my mom, like, her singing is just like, I don't know. I don't know where. It's just like the worst thing ever. And like she does it, she's like, am I on that chord? I'm like, Mom, you can't be on a chord.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
she's like, I'm like, oh my gosh. She's like, I think I'm a little pitchy. I'm like, a little. It's like, so she tries to like sing what she thinks would sound better. And I'm just like.
You said that you do not listen to any pop music.
Sorry. I used to listen to Ryan Seacrest because I was on Hannah Montana and my Dad always listened to it.
But you don't listen to the radio station at all because you don't like pop music?
I listen to like Coffee House on my satellite radio.
Oh, that's fun.
Sorry, but I like the depressing, like lullaby music. I'm a sleeper. I'm an old lady that likes like boring. But I listen to Lady Gaga. I like her because like she is really talented. Because when she sang with Elton John, that was like my dream moment. It's like two of my favorite artists coming together, and I love that she, like, it was still crazy and it was cool, like the whole factory idea, and it was dirty and it was fun, but like at the end of the day, it never affects her vocals. Like she's not like, how many dance numbers can I do right now? Because you can't do 12 dance numbers and then get up and sing. You can if you're faking it. But you know, when she doesn't try to do that, it's like first about the music, and then that's why like all the stuff works, all her stuff around her, like all the fun gags and all that kind of stuff works because she's still so talented, and she's not like jumping around the whole time. It's just like the atmosphere is cool around her, but at the end of the day, her music is amazing.
Now, she's a little bit older than you, right?
Yeah.
She's like 23. Not that old. 23,
no,
24.
I know. I can't believe it. She's so young.
You'll be 18 when?
November.
So
23rd.
What will change in your life when you turn 18?
I don't know. I hope that people really do actually get to see me as like an artist. This is one of the talks that my mom, I do, as much as I gripe about driving with her, I do like it because we always talk about good stuff. And we were just talking in the car that, like, you know, I think as like I get older and all that stuff, I think people will start to realize that there's a lot of things that I've done that I feel like I didn't get recognized for, and a lot of it was because I was younger and it was like, oh, Disney's doing that. But at the end of the day, Disney isn't doing my voice. Disney isn't doing all the actions that I did. I did it. And there's a lot of things that I started doing that didn't get credit for.
When did you start with Disney?
I auditioned. I just got braces, so I was 11. Yeah.
So 11.
When I
and
first
then you're going to be
auditioned,
18. Yeah. And, I mean, I would imagine it feels like you've been in a grind to a degree. A good grind, but a grind to a degree. And you've accomplished a lot. And so it's not like you just started. But in a way, this is the beginning of a whole new life for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, when I think back, like, coming up soon, I'm doing Good Morning America again. And when I think back to, like, the very first time, that's always kind of a surreal moment when I go back to that show, because that was, like, my first, like, big show that I ever did. And it was at Hannah, Montana.
Outside performing?
Yeah. And it was at Hannah, Montana, and there was, like, people that slept out there from 3 in the morning. And now to go there now and to look at the crowd and see that they're a little bit older, but it's still the same, like, energy. It's still so good. So when I think about that, I do just feel, like, so lucky because, you know, some people, you know, get to go perform there once, and I've done it a few times, and every time it's been, like, really, really great. And so I kind of think about that and how nervous I was, and now how it's gotten easier.
I don't think you've ever been nervous, by the way.
It's kind of true. Well,
I mean, when have you ever been nervous?
I would say I talk a lot when I'm nervous, but I talk a lot anyway.
You talk a lot anyway. All right, so all those years with Disney, all those years with the Hannah Montana thing, and then you released this album and the video, you had to, deep down inside, feel like there was a little bit of risk in that.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous, but only because I'm not scared of my fans not believing it, because my fans love me and I love them, and we have such a good relationship, and it's because of the honesty that I put into my albums. And now I feel like this record is just as honest as the rest. It's just from now someone that's like 17 going on 18, not 12 going on 13.
Miley, I heard a story you're going to play the young Carrie in the prequel of Sex and the City.
I've heard this rumor, too. No one's ever contacted me about it. Me and Liam were talking about this the other day. They're like, isn't it funny when, like, you don't know what movie is next, but the press does? Or, like, when they're like, Miley starts her movie June 15th. I'm like, well, I don't know that, you know? So I don't know. But if I was asked, it would be a big honor.
But have they talked to you initially about it?
No. Oh. No one's talked to me about it. I think just because I'm obsessed with the show, everyone thinks that I would
do
it. But I would probably do it. If they asked me to, I would.
All right, so now what's going on with you and Liam? It seems to be going strong.
Going strong as an ox.
What's the downside?
There's not really one.
But I don't know you that well, but I feel like you're the type of person that always, you get involved with these guys, and then you know in the back of your head something's going to go wrong.
Well, I'm just, you know, I don't want to be like heartbroken. I don't want to get heartbroken. So I just am sorry.
You keep.
But we've been together a year in 7 days.
That's huge.
I know. That's pretty cool.
But were you cautious at first because you sort of have walls up tonight?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, he could go back to Australia like any second because he, you know, whatever. But I'm happy that like him and I think it's like different than anyone else because he really is just like an awesome friend too, and like someone that actually, most people ask for people's advice. I'm like, shut up, I don't want your advice. Yeah. But his advice I actually really do like listen to because he's really smart.
And so, all right, worst case scenario, he goes back to Australia. What happens?
I like Australia. I'd go hang out.
Now, let's see the other thing I read that you are not a you're not a fan of Glee.
I've never seen Glee. Someone asked me the other day if I was a Gleek, and I was like, what the heck is a Gleek? I was like, that's not something I want to be. And they were like, no, it's, someone that's a fan of Glee. But I've never seen it.
One of your songs, I think, was on an episode.
Yeah, I think they did The Climb. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
The Climb, yeah.
Yeah. Never seen Glee, but I've heard awesome things about it. My sister's obsessed.
Everybody's obsessed.
Yeah, Brandy's obsessed.
Olivia Newton-John was just on it the other night, and I talked to her yesterday. She's obsessed.
Yeah, I'm not like a huge musical, whatever. I think it's I don't know.
Musical TV is different, but I actually have a thing with stage plays, whereas I like them and I can appreciate them, but at intermission, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. My mom loves them. Every time we go to New York, we have to go see Mamma Mia for the 12th time, and I'm the whole time I'm miming the lines. I'm I've seen the movie, I've seen the play. And that's kind of actually how Every Rose came about, is because she made me go to Rock of Ages. Oh, and she made me dress up in 80s with leg warmers because she went to American Apparel, and we all had to dress up, and it was so embarrassing.
Well, your mother's fun.
Oh, my God. I did not want to dress up 80s. So we went to the 80s show, and then she was like, I love that song. I forgot how much I love it. And then I did it.
I actually think you're going to be a little dangerous when you become 18, 19, 20, 21.
You do?
Mom's giving you an eye.
I don't.
I really, actually do.
I don't think she has that bad girl thing in her.
Well, Ellen.
Let's talk about her like she's not here. No, I mean like really naughty, like off the rails. I don't think so.
I think so.
I think this. I'm totally cool with people going out and dancing. So if I'm ever seen out dancing at a club, having fun, I don't want people to immediately go, oh, she's on drugs, oh, she's drunk, oh, she's this, because, just to put it very clear, and I'll stand by my word, it's not something I'm afraid to say, because I think that I'm going to sound hypocritical at some point in my life, because, drugs are for idiots, and I'm never going to be that person, and I think as long as I steer clear of that and keep that mind frame, I think I'll be cool, because, I just have way too much fun on my own.
I know.
I go out and I dance, and I have fun, and, but I just have so much fun. I look at people that do that kind of stuff. I'm like, you look stupid, and you don't look hot, and you don't look sexy.
That's
look dumb,
true, but I think
cool.
you will probably get drunk on your 21st birthday.
I'll never say that I'm going to be I'll never have a drink in my entire life, because that is probably going to be a lie. You know what I'm saying? Everyone goes through something, and I'm not one to, fake it out. But I just think that there's a very, there's a right way to do so, you know, and there's everything is good in small, portions and all that kind of stuff. And if you just let that be your life, first of all, that seems like a miserable lifestyle to me. And, two, people always kind of put us side by side and give us drama. I can't believe Brett and Miley sang together. But knowing that Brett is in my life, he's told me so many things. He is the ultimate party person. He can tell me every story.
Who's
so that everything.
Brett?
Michael.
All right.
Your favorite song, Every Rose. But literally having him in my life and him just telling me some of the stories and some of the dumb crap that happens, he just makes me never want to do that kind of stuff, because he's told me so many things that just seem not worth it.
Does your mom have a glass of wine every day?
No. My mom doesn't drink ever.
At all?
I've never seen my mom have a drink.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Would you start? Does Billy? Yes, Billy drinks beer.
No, he used to back in the day, but then my mom was choose.
And
I love that. What would you choose?
Yeah.
I would choose your mom.
Uh-huh.
In the sleaze today, there's a story that Liam has bought a ring and is walking around with it, waiting for the right time to give it to you.
That
Trust
is
me, that's not
so
true.
cool. What kind of diamond do you really want?
Just
square
the
cut,
big
princess cut, bigger the
big
better.
one.
11 carats more.
Yes, more.
Your on-screen and off-screen boyfriend. He's not here supporting you?
No, he's stuck in traffic. He's in the Paul McCartney traffic because Paul McCartney is playing tonight.
Oh, at the Hollywood Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, he's stuck in traffic, huh?
Yeah.
Very
That's what they all say.
How did you wind up meeting, obviously on the movie? You guys meet before the movie?
No, well, kind of. They were casting, and so my mom had gotten it narrowed down to 3, basically, of everyone of Liam's character, and then everyone's different character. So I went in and read with them.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it was
like
a
an
blind
arranged
date,
marriage or something.
Yeah.
It's like your mom went on The Bachelor for you.
Exactly, and picked them out.
And whittled it down to the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, she would bring pictures home all the time, and I would be like, this is weird. She just staring at Liam's face for hours. She's like, no, I'm just deciding the character. I'm like, yeah, right. I stare at his face too.
What a dream for a mother, because they always want to be the one that picks who you wind up, who you wind up with.
She was actually sold before I was even. I was like, I don't really want to pick the person or whatever, and like, whatever. And so she was like, no, he's really cute. I'm like, yeah, he's like fine. She's like, no, he's really cute. I'm like, okay, Mom, go ahead. I'm like, just whatever. But the more we got to hang out, the more I got to know him, and like, he's super respectful and super smart, and there's not many people like that out here.
He seems like a very nice guy.
Yeah, he seems that way.
Yeah, right. That's all you need.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems like that. He's very good at his job. He's a good actor. No. He's awesome. And, honestly, there's not many people that really are just super respectful. And, like, he's very much like that with, like, my private life. And just, like, we have this life that we do, which is all the press and whatever for the film, but then we have like our own life, and we hang out and almost every day, pretty much every day, and he just has become like my best friend.
It's almost like Hannah Montana, in which there are two of you.
It is the press life.
Yes,
and our normal
there's
life.
Hannah, and there's Miley, and then there's TV and movie Miley, and there's home Miley.
There's lots of Mileys.
It's almost like you have a personality disorder, like schizophrenia.
Yeah. I think I may.
And in a way, he's dating a whole bunch of girls right now.
No, he's stoked.
He's got like a harem.
Someone asked him one time if he likes brunettes or blondes better, and I was like, I'm the perfect choice. I'm both.
There you go.
I was like, you really do have the best girlfriend ever, so you better stick to it.
That's right. Her mom will come in with...
My mom will come in with, like, a hammer.
Yeah, and headshots, too.
And cut him out of the movie. I made a joke like that one time. I'm like, you know what, you better be nice to me, otherwise editing is going to be real nice on your part.
That is...
Cut you out of the whole thing.
That's right. You can get him...
CGI Zac Efron into your role.
Yeah, you keep him on the level with the director's cut, too, on the DVD. You can really get him in 6 months from now also.
No bonus features for you, Lamb.
So now that you're almost 18 years old, what happens then? Do you start spending money like crazy?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
I would if I was you.
I don't know.
First thing I would do, evict my parents from the house.
Yeah, I'm going to take all my money. No, Mom, get out. Take the 10-year-old with you. No.
Everybody hits the road, yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna move out and, like, get my own place. And
right away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have lots of brothers and sisters. My mom is like an interior designer, or used to be. She's really into it. So my mom is gonna like help me do all that stuff. But we have pretty much the most opposite tastes of any two human beings on the planet. So I have a feeling there's gonna be some fist fights in like IKEA because it's like not gonna be good. I want like everything on the floor and like really zen, and my mom likes like chandeliers and like crazy stuff. I'm like, I want to be able to touch stuff in my house and not be afraid of like breaking it, because she's yelled at me my whole life about breaking stuff in the house.
Can I give you some advice?
Yes.
Don't let Mom advise you on the interior decorating.
I think the same
Let
thing.
her advise you in life and all that.
Pick my boyfriends, but not
yes,
my carpet.
Let her select your the important things in life.
Yeah.
That's fine, but when it comes to your first place, I mean, if you want to make it look, if you want to make it a wreck, just make it a wreck.
That's what I want to do. She's like, my room right now is actually a wreck. I just have like, skull posters on one side and like Marilyn Monroe on the other side, and like everything's on the floor, and like I just am really like zen and like everything really chill. But she says that zen and cluttered are different, but I'm like, they're not different. I like my cluttered because even though it's messy, I can find everything in the mess.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
You should hire a whole bunch of servants to clean up after you too.
That's what I'm going to do when I turn 18.
That's another thing I would do. Do you have to clean your own room?
I choose not to clean it, so it's just disgusting.
It's just filthy.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's just disgusting.
It's just, you can have your own house filled with dirty Willie Nelson dolls.
But she doesn't understand. She doesn't understand that, like, even though it looks dirty to her, I know what, like, shoes are on the floor because I put them there. Like, I know on the floor where things are.
That's right. Well, that's a mother's role. For some reason,
that corner is shoes, that corner is jackets.
It's important to keep rats out of their child's bedroom.
Yeah. So I'll have my whole house for that.
And now you'll have rats in the whole house all over the place. I can't wait. Well, that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be good.
You are going to turn into a real P. Diddy. You're going to have mink coats and crazy earrings and Bentleys and the whole thing.
I got a new car, so I can't wait to add on to that collection when I get out of my mom's house.
Oh, really? Well, it won't be long now. Look out, everybody.
I don't like cars. I like shoes.
This could single-handedly bring back the U.S. economy when you turn 18. Miley Cyrus, everybody. I know your dad was a part of the dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your dad, he did pretty well, actually, right?
Yeah, he did okay. You know what? I think he had really good fans. I think that's maybe what kept him there for as long. I don't think it was necessarily his moves or the skill, but I think he really, proved the love of his fans.
Did he train hard for the dancing?
He did nothing but eat McDonald's because he was like, I'm working out more than I've ever worked out in my life. So he would go to McDonald's and get like 10 burgers and like all kinds of stuff. But he still lost weight because he was working so much. And
oh, really?
Yeah, they were kind of hard on him.
Well, you know, that's how they are. Judge Bruno.
Karina was like, I remember one day she was kicking him in like the back of his like knees as he was dancing. And I was like, I'm never gonna do Dancing with the Stars. No way.
Oh yeah,
I'll eat the burgers, but I'm not gonna get hit with a stick.
Were you happy when Dad got eliminated? I can't imagine watching my dad dance on national television.
No, I was sad, but he was happy because
he was.
Yeah, he gets to eat the burgers and not work out.
Yeah.
But like, I was kind of sad because I kind of wanted him to win because he came, I think, the farthest because he like no disrespect to Dad, but he sucked the first night. Like, the wig came off, and, like, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And so by the end, he was, like, really, like, I thought pretty good. So I was kind of sad. And they made it really dramatic. They played Everybody Hurts when he got kicked off. I was like, this is awful.
Yeah, right.
It was like being at a funeral. I was like, you just got kicked off Dancing with the Stars.
Well, what are you going to play, Zippity Doo-Dah?
Billy Ray's gone.
Well, now, you grew up in Hollywood part of the time. And on a farm in Tennessee, the other part of the time.
Yeah, we have a big farm in Nashville. We have like 500 acres, so...
Wow.
Yeah, we can get lost out there.
That's a lot of acres, yeah.
Yeah.
And you have animals out there, I know, right? Like...
Yes, we have horses and chickens and all kinds of cool animals.
Chickens.
Yeah.
That's what I want to ask you about, because I am thinking of getting chickens.
Yeah, well, I know where you can get them, because here's the story about the chickens. This is what...
I really am. I'm not kidding about chickens.
Okay, well, you can go to this, I'll tell you, I don't want them to, like, come hunt me down, so I'm not going to tell you exactly where I stole the chickens from, but I'll tell you later.
Wait a minute.
So my dad and I, we went, and it was, like, this little farm here in California we were visiting, and we went and visited this, like, zoo thing, and they were going to take the chickens and feed them to the snakes at the end of the night. And my dad was like, that's the most awful thing I ever heard. So he pulled me and my little brother, Brazen, aside and was like, put one in your pocket, Miley. Brazen, put one in your pocket, and we'll get out of here. So we're like, okay. Dad said we can steal chickens. So we, like, shoved them in our pockets, and then we take them home to my mom, and my mom's, like, dying. We're staying at, like, the Four Seasons or something. So we had to put them in the bathtub. And so we let them, like, just sit in the bathtub till the plane. And then my mom told, like, the flight attendant and everyone on, like, Southwest or something that they were special birds and they couldn't go underneath the plane because they like couldn't get with the air or whatever, so we flew home to Nashville with these chickens.
And what happened? And the chickens flew miraculously.
Yes.
Home to Nashville, and then what happened to the chickens?
We kept them for like a few years, but they had a natural death. It wasn't from the snakes from the zoo.
It's from you guys eating them?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. No, and the truth comes out. No, yeah, they just like died. My mom, I don't.
They died.
She just did that thing that was like they're asleep, and they've been asleep since I was like 8. So
right, yeah.
I don't know where they are.
Wow, that's a pretty cool thing to do—a chicken robbery with your dad.
Yeah. It was awesome.
I want to ask you about this photograph.
I'm going to go to jail.
This is, I think it's from your book. This is you and your dad and a Willie Nelson doll. Which is a weird thing for a young girl to have.
Most people have Barbie, but my dad made me get Willie instead.
Dad bought that for you?
I think he got it, like, someone had made it for my dad because he was, like, friends with Willie, I guess, at one point, and so someone made it for my dad, and then he just became my best friend.
Really? Wow, that's got to be a weird thing.
But as I get older, the more I'm like, that's creepy. Like, he looked really weird.
It does.
It was a really cool doll at the time, but I still have it.
You do?
I don't carry it around anymore.
You did carry it around?
Yeah.
Everywhere you went?
Yeah, that is not a joke. I've been in, like, 3 of my dad's music videos, and I've had that doll in almost every one of them.
Would you change little Willie's diapers or anything like that, like you would do with the doll?
No, that's now. Now that he's getting older, you know, I have
to... Well, that's pretty, I mean, that's pretty hip to have a Willie Nelson doll when you're a kid.
Yeah, I love that thing. He was my best friend.
And one day you
I wonder why I had no friends. I think my friends were scared.
What smells? It's the Willie doll.
Miley Cyrus went from tween sensation Hannah Montana to music superstar, and her talent continues to grow. She has a new movie. It's called The Last Song. I saw it. I liked it. It's not just for kids. Please welcome Miley Cyrus. As I said, I like the movie. It's it has to do with families. It has to do with your relationship with your father, but mostly it's a love story. And the big news of The Last Song is that your co-star, who is Australian, actor Liam Hemsworth, who's adorable, and that you're in love.
Well, I like him very much.
No, you said more
him.
than that. You do love him.
Yeah, I think he is a great person, and most of all, I'm very, just believe that when people connect, there's really like, whether it's a friendship or whatever, my dad is always very much like, hold on to that. And he's someone I'm holding on to because we very much connect, and we're both very ambitious and have some of the same goals.
Mommy and Daddy okay with this?
Sorry.
Mommy and Daddy okay with this?
Yeah, my mom loves him. She thinks he's wonderful, especially because my younger brother, he's 15, and he loves music, but he's also a great artist, and he's kind of in between, and he's helped him so much because, he's 19, so he's always like, no, go for your dreams. Don't, just because your sister or your dad or whoever, you feel like you're living in their shadows. No, break out, do your own thing.
I want to get back
that
to
means
Leo.
a lot. That means a lot.
But now you wrote it. I read in Teen Vogue. I read that sometimes.
Are you subscribed?
I was reading that you think that you and Liam are deeper than normal people. What makes you two so deep?
Okay, which is not saying, to clear this up, it's not saying that I'm smarter or better.
No,
It's that thing that really, really matter at the end of the day, matter to both of us, and that's doing your art, not for, if you're doing it for the money, there's no way that you're going to make it through because it's too much work. And when it's 104 degrees in Georgia, you have to really love what you're doing and love the people that you're around. And that's what we do. We celebrate every day that we have a new job to do and a new task to tackle.
Now, you just got back from Australia. You met Liam's family, which is very nerve-wracking.
I was nervous for like the first time. I performed for 80,000 people, and I was kind of nervous on the plane.
To meet his family?
Yeah.
So how did it go?
Usually you meet someone's family when you're about to get married. You don't just go all the way to Australia to meet someone.
I'm not getting married. Don't get crazy. I'm a baby.
But yeah, that's important too.
I think it was just kind of like a respect thing, especially because he has no family in LA, and he's his family is 20 hours away. So his mom, even before I left, was like, just take care of him, because she's not really in LA, and it is a crazy place. Just to be like, all right, 19-year-old boy, go off and do your thing, whatever. Yeah.
We're going to see what he looks like in a minute or two, in case you're wondering.
He's cute.
I want to ask you about one of the themes from the film. It involves rebellion, which I think a lot of both teens and adults actually end up going through. But your character is a prodigy at the piano. When the parents get divorced, she decides she's not going to play anymore as a sign of rebellion in your life. Now, your parents have given you freedom. We've seen in Barbara's specials area of the house. Did you ever feel like you still needed to rebel?
No, there's been times where I've been like, I just really want to get away, especially because there's 5 of us. So sometimes, even though I'm doing everything else, it's like I'm right in the middle. And so sometimes I'm just like, okay, I'm not the cute baby. I'm not my brother, who sometimes he's always on the road, so when he comes home, it's this big thing. So sometimes I'm just trying to get my point across, and I'm very different, and I definitely have my own opinions, and so, but my mom and my dad are so cool about that because they're just wanting me to be my own person and to be celebrate who I am, and so that's the reason I respect them so much because they are really okay with who I am, and my brother. He's covered from here down in tattoos, and my younger brother is playing Nirvana every day, and they're like, dude, I don't care if you want to learn classic piano the way I did, or if you want to play rock and roll. It doesn't matter which one of us. They're proud of us.
All right, so let's get back to your movie. The chemistry that you and Liam have is really nice. Now, it was funny because you had to your mom is one of the producers of the movie, and you had to do some kissing scenes. Was that a little bit awkward?
She was jealous. I'm just kidding. No, my mom, there's actually, I think that was one of the easier scenes. My mom, the reason I originally took this role, I love Nicholas Sparks, but the reason I took it was my mom,
he wrote the book. He wrote the movie for you.
My mom's dad had cancer, and this is very much her story. And there were times where she had to leave, and she's like, I know I'm the executive producer, but I can't watch this. It was really heartbreaking for her, and she was had just met my dad at that time, and it was just so much that life and art imitate each other, so I was honored to kind of do that for my mom too.
You're big. Elizabeth and Barbara and Joy and I, we tweet all the time, and you were a big Twitterer. But you canceled your account, and a lot of people think that it was Liam that had you cancel the account. Why did you cancel your Twitter account?
I canceled it because I am very much one of those people that I'm as much as it doesn't seem like it. I really do try to be private, and I feel like I was so often being like, everyone knows my life, and it's so unfair that I can't be normal.
But then every 5 seconds I'm think about your life before we end.
Yes.
You're doing one more Hannah Montana movie, right?
Yes.
And then that's it?
No, I'm doing the series. So.
And that will, but in terms of being Hannah Montana, you're almost done with that.
Yeah, I'm done in 6 more episodes.
It's over?
Yeah. It's weird. But you know what? We just had the season finale, and so many people thought it was the end of the show for good, and it's not. We have one more season. So I want everyone to know that, too, that we have one more coming up. And I had kids that were, like, crying, I can't believe it's over. And I was like, no. It's not over yet.
You're also putting your music on hold.
Yeah,
so what are you, just movies now? Is that what you want to do?
I have a record coming out in June, and that's going to be kind of like the last thing that I do with music for a while. I really love films because I like being someone else, and, you know, my music is kind of like my diaries for me. So no matter even if, you know, when I'm selling it or whatever I'm doing or touring with it, it's just what I love, and I'll always do that. But I just feel like the music industry isn't somewhere that's as positive as I'd like to be, and I feel like films are more positive.
I see.